Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. I've been covering a lot of information on the $300 week unemployment boost on the stimulus checks, and I also did a video on how we can overcome our dependence on the stimulus checks and on the unemployment benefits. In this video, I'm going to ask my viewers, my subscribers to do a little bit of internal reflection. We've all had a lot of time to do some internal reflection, because we have a little bit more time on our hands, many of us anyway. But I'm going to ask you to ask yourself three questions, and I'm going to give you the answers to those three questions from my perspective, and then you can come up with those answers on your own, because at the end of the day, this is your own. You need to come to conclusions yourself. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what are your thoughts about the government in all of this? That is the first question. The second question is, what can I do to create value for others? I really want you to think about that for just a second. What can I do to create value for others? And the third question you need to ask yourself is, how can I make money work for me? And I'll tell you why these questions are so important for us to be able to emerge from this, hopefully stronger, so that we never ever have to be dependent on the government for a stimulus check or unemployment benefits again. Let's start with the first question. What do you think about how the government has handled this? Your thoughts about the government response. Now, I'll give you my personal opinion. In the beginning, when I was starting my businesses, I didn't care too much about the government. I care a lot about things happening in DC now, as you can tell, based on my coverage on this channel, based on all the things you've learned from my channel, for two reasons. Number one, it does impact my businesses. I own multiple businesses. Number two, it does impact my community. You folks are almost like my family right now, and this impacts every single individual watching this channel, and this impacts millions of individuals. The decisions the government makes, whether House Speaker Nancy Pelosi sits down and speaks with White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, whether President Trump comes to a consensus with the Democrats, because this would mean the resumption of federal unemployment benefits which have expired. This would mean a second stimulus check. This would mean eviction protections. This would mean so many things that essentially mean a lot to millions of individuals watching, means a lot to individuals, those who need help the most, because I do believe those who need help the most should get it. Now, my personal thoughts about the government in the beginning were, I don't care. And as I was able to build my businesses, as I was able to achieve some financial freedom, I started to pay more attention. Now, if you're watching this and you really don't care about the government at all, you're angry, you're frustrated, there's disdain with the government's response. Doesn't matter whether you're red or blue, doesn't matter. For me personally, I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm American. I get that. But at the end of the day, I want all my viewers, subscribers, this is my perspective, is that any government would have struggled to handle this situation. It doesn't matter whether they would have been Democrats or Republicans. Any government would have struggled in this situation. That's number one. Number two, in this situation, the way things stand right now, Congress is controlled, the House, is controlled by Democrats. The Senate is controlled by Republicans. So immediately you have two opposing views. And because the two sides are not coming to a consensus, there's gridlock. And the next major stimulus at this moment in time is not happening. But for me personally, it's not, and again, I've talked about this earlier. For me, I don't say Trump, I say President Trump. I don't say Pelosi. I say House Speaker Pelosi, because I want to talk about our elected officials with some respect. For me, it's about the presidency that should be respected. And regardless of your thoughts about any president, whether it's Bill Clinton, George Bush, whether it's Barack Obama, whether it's President Donald Trump, whether it's any of these presidents, okay, the office is something that I personally want to express respect for. Whether you do or not, that's entirely up to you. I'm not asking you to do something you don't want to do, but my personal opinion is that a government is in place, or should be in place, to help individuals, to provide the infrastructure, to provide the things that we have come to expect as citizens. Does the government fail every now and then? Absolutely. Is the government failing right now? By many measures, it's not helping individuals who need it the most. Who's at fault? Republicans, Democrats? I think that instead of focusing on that, we need to ask ourselves, what is it that I can do? And there are two things you can do with the election coming up. You can either vote for the side that you think will do better going forward, or you can not vote. And again, I want to address the apathy that has been expressed by some of our viewers, subscribers, saying, I don't care, I'm not going to vote. I mean, so that would mean that your thought about the government is, I don't care, and I'm not going to vote, and just it doesn't matter what happens. So my personal view is I'm going to take an action, and I'm going to express my voice through the action of voting and through all my views I express in this channel, which by the way leads me to point number 2. What can I do to create value for others? Now, me personally, I own multiple businesses. I'm an angel investor. I own rental properties, and so I do a whole bunch of things, and I started this YouTube channel in an effort to add value to my community, to our viewers, to our subscribers, by sharing my insights about money management, how to make money, how to run a business, how to save money, how to invest money, how to start a business, how to get out of debt, and I'll teach you all of those things in the channel. In fact, if you don't know anything about me, check out my introductory video on our YouTube channel, where you can learn more about how I live the American dream. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. In fact, I am a beneficiary of the generosity of American exceptionalism, and I want you to live your own American dream as well. So you have to ask yourself, how can I add value to somebody else, whether it's having a business and adding value to other customers, whether it's providing a better service, a faster, more efficient service at a better price. And sometimes you can actually charge more for a service if it's a better service, because individuals find a way to pay for things that they really want. And we've seen that in the middle of this pandemic. Things that people don't really want, people have stopped spending on, and those industries have been decimated. Whereas, there are things that people want, and those industries have just flourished. Many companies have made more money than ever before because they are creating value. Now, I want you to create value for other individuals. It could be your customers if you have your own business. It could be your new employer who maybe doesn't exist right now. It could even be your existing employer if you're watching this right now and you're fortunate enough to have gotten your job back. You're fortunate enough never to have lost your job in the first place. More power to you. But you've got to find a way to create more value. For me personally, this YouTube channel creates value for our viewers and subscribers, and this YouTube channel was essentially born out of a necessity to help my viewers and subscribers. So that's why I say we are like a community. We are forged by this bond in this highly unusual, it's a historic time, and it's a bond that allows me to hopefully add value to you. And so now you need to ask yourself, this is the important question: how can you add value to others? Can you add value to others by starting your own YouTube channel, by starting a business, by partnering up with someone else who brings skills that you don't have? If you have some savings, can you maybe add value by buying real estate and then renting it out? Because remember, anybody who creates jobs and anybody who creates housing always gets preferential treatment from the government, and that's never going to change. The tax code is written in such a way that job creators and those who own real estate simply have tax advantages because they're doing the things that the government fundamentally is tasked to do. Think about it. If the government does not have to create low-income housing, will they not give tax advantages to individuals who buy houses and who collect rent? Yes, that is true, and that is the case. That is how the tax code is written. And individuals can collect rent, and the mortgage interest, the property taxes, the management fee, any expenses associated with the management of that property, all of those are legitimate tax deductions. Unlike your own personal residence, which has limits on tax deductions for mortgage interest, because you're living there. But if you buy a piece of property and it's rented out, that becomes its own self-sustaining expenses with legitimate deductions. So you've got to now start thinking about your income in those terms. And speaking about income, the third question is, how can I make money work for me? There is a fundamental difference between individuals who have a lot of money and make money work for them, and individuals who do not have much money and who work for money. These individuals have money working for them. They go to bed at night, they wake up in the morning with more money because their money was going to work for them. These individuals go to bed at night, wake up in the morning, and are struggling for money and try to find ways to get money, and then as soon as money comes in, they have no choice. It's hard for them to escape the cycle of poverty. I'm giving you facts, by the way. My goal is to help you get from here to here. Let's be clear about that. I'm giving you the truth, the God's honest truth, because I used to be here. It's very difficult to overcome the cycle of poverty, but it is possible if you know how to make money work for you and if you surround yourself with the right people. So individuals who struggle for money, who find it hard to get money, essentially work for money. They trade their hours for dollars, whereas individuals who make money work for them don't trade their hours for dollars. They simply invest their money so that the money works more for them. Now let's take my case for example. All my businesses, all my rental assets, they all create money as I sleep. In fact, this YouTube channel, I put in the effort once to create the video. Now obviously I have to do a lot of planning and I have to put in a lot of effort to create these videos, but I put in the effort once, but then the videos are seen by thousands and thousands of individuals. I'm not I'm providing my time in a very leveraged way. So what individuals with money do is they use their time in a very leveraged way. They get the big decisions right and they don't fret over the small decisions. So there are three things that I wanted you to reflect on while we're waiting for unemployment benefits, while we're waiting for a stimulus check. Number one, what are your thoughts about the government, your personal decision? Number two, what can I do to create value for others? And number three, how can I make money work for me? It's very important to get money to work for you. Thank you everyone for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you learned something new, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications so that you can get instant alerts going forward. It really helps us a lot. It helps me and my team a lot. It helps the YouTube algorithm a lot. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Check out my introductory video on the YouTube channel so you can learn more about my rags to riches story. I live the American dream. I have the fortune, the privilege, the honor of living the American dream. I'm a beneficiary of American exceptionalism, and we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week, so make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you can get instant alerts about those videos. Sometimes YouTube doesn't release alerts, so make sure you bookmark our channel, which is youtube.com/ignition time, so you can get instant alerts from us, so you can visit the homepage and then you'll know whenever we've released new videos. So definitely make sure you do that. Also get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000, that's 70000, so you can get instant alerts from us going forward. You can also get added to our email list and you can opt out of the emails at any time. Once again, please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications so you get instant updates from us going forward. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.